Okay, welcome everyone. We're going to get right into the stock market technical analysis. I'm going to go through the charts and we're going to try to find, key strategic trade ideas based on what the charts are telling us. So again, everything in this channel is based on technical analysis. Again, it's also just my opinion. This is not financial advice. Let's get going. Give me a thumbs up. Here we go. Starting out with tech. Tech's important because it makes up 25% weighting of the S&P 500. So when tech moves, it will move the market around because of that heavy weighting. So Qs, we got a couple things, and I've been talking about Qs for a while. The levels we're looking at is right here. There's 311 as support and the upper end of 324. Now you can see today they're starting to break that 311 level, but it's not impulsive yet. And I purposely waited till the end of the day to put out this video because I'm just not seeing that impulsive breakdown. So this could be a false breakdown, and if you get that false breakdown, that might mean we're going to run back up to 324 or maybe the midway point, which is about 315.82. So keep an eye on that. Again, it's about the daily close, right? If you go to the daily, you see if we close daily, we haven't broken that support. They broke it intraday, but it looks like so far they're trying to recover it. We've got about a half an hour left in the trading day, so we're probably going to need to see a pretty strong dump into the close in order for this daily breakdown to stick. Otherwise, I would say that that 311 is still support. Most likely, they're going to park it right on that level, and they're going to leave everyone guessing. They like to do that. If you look at the daily chart, we still have the negative divergences that are intact. They're no longer negative divergences though, because you have negative price in the short term. Look, you have negative price action and negative momentum. So price is moving with the momentum now, at least on that daily chart. If we look at the hourly, we are starting to get bullish divergence just barely on the hourly. You can see it right there. So these little hourly dips below were divergent lows. So we are starting to get that. It's a very small divergence and it can be burned through pretty easily. But there is a possibility. And given this 311 level and how we chopped with it, it's a battleground today. We battled with it all day. And so far we're just still, we're slightly above it. So they're going to leave everyone guessing. You're going to have to likely take a position. If you don't know which way you think it's going to go, you don't have to take a position at all. But again, it could break down, could break up. It's kind of at a decision point here. So I'm not exactly sure. If I look at the SPY, I'm not sure at this level, of course. You look at the SPY, it's recovered that breakdown point at 387. And it's pretty cleanly above it. So unless there's some sort of massive sell-off into the close, SPY's recovered it, which likely means Qs is probably going to recover it as well. So something to look at there. SPY is holding up. And so what does that mean? Well, we could bounce all the way back up to that trend line up here at 398. Or this could just be a muted bounce and we roll over a gap down tomorrow. Again, it's, we're holding support as of right now. So keep an eye on that. IWM, same deal. You can see the trend line that I had here on IWM was about 215.50 that we had, that's the reactions we had here on resistance. We had a reaction at support there, reaction at support there. And same deal as before. They dip below it and recover it. And then today they dip below it and, so far they've recovered it. So watch how this closes into, watch how it ends up into the close. Personally, what I'm doing is just lightening up a little bit on some shorts just because we're at a point where I'm just undecided on where it could go. They made it look this morning, definitely made it look like it was going to sell off. This could just be a kickback and maybe we gap down tomorrow, but I just didn't, I'm not seeing it as of right now. So I'm just going to lighten up a little and see how that trades out. On the IWM, looking at the daily, you can see this recovery back to that support. So on the daily, we held that. All this is support for many times. And it's another recovery. The buyers are stepping in when we get down to these levels. So we'll see. We'll see where this ends up. And you can see NASDAQ futures here are holding this support line today. So again, we'll see how we close. The daily close is going to be telling to me if we sell off into the close, that's going to be indication that there's more selling. But if we hold above support, I'm not so sure. So we'll have to see how tomorrow opens. If it gaps down tomorrow, then that's also going to be indication of more selling. But if they keep us guessing, well, we probably have to wait till tomorrow to retake a position. Okay, so I'm still looking at that 311 level on the Qs as a key level. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar's breaking higher, so look at that breakout in the dollar. That's a pretty clean breakout. We're above the 200-day moving average, moving higher. Look, to me, that looks like the dollar is going to continue to build strength and trend up. So that's short-term bearish for gold. And if you look at gold, and I think the dollar is potentially heading up to that 96, 97. If you look at gold, it's still kind of hanging in there today. I mean, it's not selling off too bad today, but it's not moving up either. It's kind of stuck. So still downtrending in gold. We do, there's possibly we're going to come down here and hit the 1650 maybe. Again, I think, I'm not too confident in gold's, gold's momentum right now. I think gold could potentially go lower, just really given the recent developments in the dollar. All right, the dollar started to break higher and is breaking higher. That should be net bearish for gold. So keep an eye on that. And gold miners, some of the gold miners still look good. I'm still in some of those gold miners, so until those charts change, we'll just continue to evaluate that. Snap, I covered the short today on Snap. It was a 7% gainer, but only in a couple days, and so not too bad. It fell to the nearest support here at 48. All right, so we had some support here on the daily chart. You can see we tagged it there. We've held it all through here. So that's your support area. We hit it and we're bouncing. Where do we, I still think there's a longer term breakdown because we've broken this upward trend line here. We could bounce and do another back test, or I think we're likely just going to bounce to about right here, which is, about 55. So I'll probably re-engage the short trade at 55, re-short it. And then I'm looking for, ultimately I'm looking for a move all the way down here to 29. So that's kind of active trading stuff. If you're swing trading it, you could just ride out the little bounces because it's gonna, it's gonna fall and bounce. But ultimately, I think we are heading down here around 29 to fill this gap. AMD still looks good. We might bounce here a little bit longer, but ultimately, this is a big trend line that was broke from 2016. A big upward trend. We've broke it. We back tested. We're coming down, getting a little bit of a bounce today. But look we're still down. We're basically flat. Today's kind of a flat day. So yeah, we could run up and tag the 200 and reject. That's always possible. But I still think over the medium term, we're heading lower. And I'm still looking at this $59 range as our next level of major support. So I'm going to just let this one run, let it chop around a little bit. I still think we're heading lower on that one. Okay, I'm going to keep it relatively short for this video. There's just not, there's not a lot going on except for, the Qs is looking like it's going to hold its support level. If it does hold, we could bounce tomorrow. I still think over the medium term or, a little bit longer term, we're going lower. Because we've broken some major supports and we're still downtrending. Keep that in mind. Even on days when you get a little bit of a bounce, we're still downtrending. So yeah, that's what that looks like to me. And then a lot of these high-flying tech stocks are just getting a little bit of a bounce, but technically nothing's really changing. Like example on Peloton, you can see hit support, we're bouncing a little bit. We're just chopping within this range. But if you scroll out, we're trending down, chopping within the range. I think we go lower. This was your uptrend right here. So this was your clean uptrend, never was broken. Once you broke, you back tested, and we basically, from the break of the trend and the back test, we've pretty much been moving down ever since. The back test was almost the highs, slightly new high there, and trending down ever since. So I still think we're trending down in these, even though today is just kind of a chop day. All right, I'm going to get the video out. Thank you all. Keep it relatively short, and I will catch you guys on the next one.